Okay, so I took some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that is double-sided, and I cut out 5-inch squares. So that's what these are right here. And I'd put adhesive on the back side, so when I cut these out, I'll be able to just peel off that liner and then stick it right on my project. And this came off of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper too. It's that bottom strip of cards. And I really like this acorn and those leaves right there. So I'm going to cut that off. And I also think I might use, not this whole card, but this Grateful Hearts part. So I might just, I don't know if I'm going to cut straight across it or cut out a circle right there. So that'll be a game time decision. But this also has the adhesive on the back. And then I'm also using, where did I put it? Oh, you can use either just a white shipping tag, or I found these wood shipping tags at my craft store. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use either, but I will be using one of those to decorate the outside of my jar. So here's my jar. It's pretty big. So inside we're going to put all the things that we're grateful for throughout the month of November. Okay, well, let's head over to our ScanNCut DX machine and cut this out and then figure out where we're going from there. Okay, so I have this over here. I'm just going to get my machine ready. Okay, so I'm using the standard mat for this project. And I'm just going to stick my paper on here. Now, because of that liner on here, it's not going to want it to stick very well. So I'm just going to take some, I have it in here, yep, some washi tape and stick this around the edges so it'll stay in place. Okay, so I have my strip adhered to the top, and now I'm ready to get cutting. Just want to insert it, hit that mat button, and make sure that your mat's butted up against the two little guides. Okay, so I'm going to scan this in. So I want to choose scan, and I'm going to have it directly cut out what is already on my mat right here. So I'm going to hit direct cut, and I'm going to do it to the machine. And now I can go ahead and click on that little wrench right here, and that will be where I can change the recognition mode. So between black and white or color. So this is colored, so I'm going to try colored first. And the scan area 12 by 12, you can change it to be anything that you want that's on here. Mine is, I could do 12 by 6. That way it's only scanning that top portion. Click OK. Everything looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to click start. Now I need to pull this away from my wall before I begin. But when I hit start, it's going to start to scan. So I was cutting something different apparently last time. So I need to change that little lever on the side, and then it will always tell you when you need to do that. And then you can hit start. So see, it only knows to do half my mat because I told it was doing 6 by 12. So see, it just did that part. And I can even crop my image down further. There. I think that's pretty close to being perfect. So click OK. Now I can see it outlined my shape that I want. Okay, and then we'll just click OK, OK, and select cut. And now we're ready to start. Okay, so now let's finish cutting. I can just eject it. Okay. And you can see that it's all cut off. Let's go ahead and pop that out. And there is my sheep. Okay, so I'm going to cut this part out, the with grateful hearts part. So again, I'm just going to load my mat. And I'm going to click home, and it's going to say, do I want to delete everything? Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to have a pattern cut out this around here. I think maybe a little circle with the scallops around it. Let's find one. So maybe one of these. So I'm going to set that on my mat. So obviously right now it's way too big, but I'm going to click the scan button right there and click start. And it's going to scan in my whole mat this time. Okay, so now I can see on the screen exactly where this is placed and where my pattern is right here. So I'm going to have to resize this, right? So I'm going to click on edit and object edit. And then it gives me all my choices if I'm going to resize, duplicate it, rotate it, put a border around it, and so on and so forth. So I need to resize it, and I can use these pluses and minuses to be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to dinker around with this, and I'm also going to zoom in so that I can see what I'm doing a lot better. Okay, so now that I have my scallop circle centered right over those words, I'm ready to click OK and get out of all those zooming. Click OK, OK, and then select cut. And now I'm ready to start. Okay, so now we can unload it and pop out that shape. Cute, huh? Okay, so now we're going to do our letters. So we're going to go here and we're going to scroll down to these ones. And I'm going to put 2 letters with space between them in each quadrant of my mat. So I have my T's, and I'm going to leave that size just set so you can see they're on my mat. And then I'm going to add pattern letters, scroll down to this one, then H, space H. And I'm going to repeat this for all the rest of the letters. So once I set this on my mat, I'm going to move my H over to this pattern of paper. So I'm just going to keep on going with that. So now that we have all of our letters arranged, we need to put our pattern paper onto the mat, load it into the machine, and cut it out. Okay, so next I'm going to try to cut out that word give. Obviously I might have to get some other stuff in there too, but I'm just going to stick this on my mat and follow the same steps that I did before. So I'm going to go to scan, direct cut. I'm going to do my machine. It's already in color mode, so I'm going to click start. And I have this wall behind me, so I got to be careful that it doesn't hit. Okay, so there it is. Let me find my stylus. Okay, so I'm just gonna crop it down. Probably just do right there. See if we'll get it. And click OK. And it'll process it. So I may have cut it off without it, you know, being a complete object, but that's okay. I'm just going to click OK, OK. I'm not going to put a border or anything around it. And I'm going to select cut and start. So let's see what comes out. Might have to trim some off. Okay, a little bit popped off right there, but I don't think it'll ruin my give. I'm just going to click OK and unload it. Okay, so we have our piece here, and I cut this top part out. Right here, I think it might still be connected, so I might have to trim that with my scissors. Got a little A right there. Let's see if I can pop this out. And this does have that adhesive on the back side. So yeah, I'm gonna have to trim right there. Try not to rip this, so I'm going really slow. Okay, let me get my little scissors. Just trim that off right there. Got that part. Now this last bit. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out, and now I'm just ready to assemble it. So let me just peel those backings off. And this T, I'm going to put over here. I want to make sure I leave enough room for the give at the top. Let's see. Maybe I should stick those down first. See if I can move this. So this also has the adhesive on the back. I really love cutting things out like this because I hate putting adhesive on tiny little bits, especially when they're just tiny like that. So do that part. Give and then thanks. Okay, so I have my tag. So this is my little wrist support for my mouse, but it's really great for keeping things stable when you're putting stickers or letters or vinyl on anything. Okay, so I have my word thankful, and I'm just going to choose to start with the middle. So the N and the K are in the middle. Oops. I guess we don't need that lid on there, do we? It's great to have on the back of there before you cut it out, because if you're putting anything on glass or, you know, anything that's see-through like that, you don't want to see that adhesive, and this covers it completely, and you know, just makes it really nice looking. So I might have these layered a little bit too. Okay, so I got all those letters on there. They look super cute. Now we just have, move this out of the way, the lid, and we can put our little acorn on here. It'd be super cute. Actually, put it under here or on there. Maybe on here. Okay, so I'll stick it on there. And then we have our little tag. And that I'm just going to have hanging off to the side. So now we are ready to fill this up with all the things that we're thankful for. I went ahead and bought these wood hearts. I thought those would be really cute to just write on there, you know, the things we're thankful for, and then drop them in the jar.